All right, so at this point, you should have your head complete. I didn't do a super great job. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but you need to at least just have the base elements there, like the mouth, the nose, the eyes, if you have ears, things like that, right? So what I'm going to do is now we are going to retopologize it because what I want to show you is go ahead and switch to the modeling tab. You'll see that the topology is no good. It's very one of the main ways of modeling besides what we did earlier, which is kind of like box modeling and just modeling poly by poly, is to sculpt and then retopologize. That way you can think about the aesthetics of it without having to think about the constraints of the medium. Um, and then you can, then when you go to do the topology, you can think about that more specifically. So it's kind of you get to focus on each aspect a little bit more. But this is not usable. It's way too high poly. It's tessellated, meaning it's all triangles. So basically, we need to retopologize this model. And that's what we are going to do. So um, what we're going to do is first, what I need to do is I need you to turn on the PolyQuilt add-on. Basically, you're going to have to download it. It's a free like plugin. You just go to Edit, go to Preferences, go to your add-ons. It might have a thing up here where it says like, connect to blah blah blah. It basically just means that it'll allow Blender to connect online to find them because it is possible to like go on the internet, look up stuff and download it and then do it manually. But just turn that on. And then you're just going to look for PolyQuilt. Just start typing in PolyQuilt and you just want to install and activate that. Just make sure it's checked on. You might have to restart Blender. I think you don't, but you may have to. Some add-ons require, some do not. I already have it on here from doing things previously. So just make sure that's on. Once that's on, you should be good to go. So then what we're going to want to do is not be in this. So if you look, I'm actually in edit mode on the model itself. I don't want to be on this model. I need to make a model that's going to lay over top of this guy. So I'm going to switch to object mode. And then I'm going to make a new model. So I'm just going to do Shift A. We're going to go to Mesh and we're going to choose Plane. Okay. And you can just leave that guy there. We're going to go ahead and hit Tab. We're actually not going to use this plane, believe it or not. We can actually, while you have it selected, just go ahead and hit Delete and delete the faces. And you're going to see we now have a plane poly, but with nothing there because we're going to manually make the rest of it. So that was just there so that we had a shell to make our model in. So what you're going to see is over on the left, you'll see PolyQuilt. If you hold it down, you'll see there's actually multiple tools, but most of these tools, maybe all of these tools, can just be, you could just use this one, and then you just hold like a different modifier like Shift or Control or Shift and Control, things like that in order to access the tool. So you don't actually need all of those. Is there a special panel for it? Let me see. Yeah. So if you hit N, it brings up this panel. I think you can also click this little arrow up here. And you can see a bunch of the options over here. So feel free to look at that if you want. You can explore and you can look it up as well if you'd like. One thing I want to do is I want to put on symmetry. Okay, so we're going to do symmetry X, just like we did symmetry X for the sculpting. Let's topological mirror. I'm not sure if I really need that or not. The other thing I want to do is underneath this, you'll see an option for, where is it? Maybe it's this one. Yeah, this one. Sorry. Go to this one and under shading, choose retopology. What that's going to allow us to do is that when we do the retopology, we'll be able to see what we're doing. If that's not on, I'll show you what it looks like without it first. It's just kind of an issue. Over here, you'll see that you can either do things as points, edges, tris, quads, and n-gons. So for now, let's just go ahead and keep it on faces, the space mode. I'll show you what kind of the only two that I think are actually really useful are this or the point vertex mode. So I'm going to start off with, and actually you could just draw wherever because we'll just delete it afterwards. So basically the way this works is that you click, 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 and click, and it will make a face. Now, if I hover over it, you can see it. But notice I can't really see it. That's why if you go up here and we turn on topology, I can then adjust the fall off here to hopefully see it a little bit better. And apparently, so I forgot to do one other thing. I'm going to hold Control and Shift and delete that. We also need to turn on snapping onto the surface. Right? Basically what we did is we just drew onto nothing. So to snap onto the surface, go up here, choose face, and then actually turn that on. Now it will draw. So you click, 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 and click. and it will do this. And that's where this also comes into play. So if this is too low, you'll see how you can't see it. This basically what it does is sort of like pushes it to the surface so I can see it rendered. So it's slightly above the surface. Okay. All right. So then from there, I'm still on this tool. What you can do is you can hover over, and I don't know if you can see it. There's a little arrow. And if I click and drag that arrow, I can pull out something. I can go to this and I can move these. If I go to the points, I can grab the edge and move them, right? So it's very flexible how you move them, right? So if you want to move this, if you want to extrude one, you just click on this and you can drag it out. All right. To insert an edge loop, if you hold control and click, it will insert edge loops like so. Okay, it's going to undo that. Um, and to get rid of faces, you hold control and shift and you click, click, click. I don't know why the icon's not showing up. It's a little annoying. So that is the face mode. The vertex mode kind of does something sort of similar. If you're familiar with quad draw inside of Maya, it basically works like that. So you click, 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 and I can't see the points, but if I hold shift and hover over, you will see nothing. There it goes. I don't know why. But then I can click and hold shift, and there it is again. I wonder if I put X-ray on, if I can see the points then. Not really. Sometimes it's a little bit buggy. I'm not sure. So let's turn that back off. I've had it sometimes it works great, then other times I can't see the points. So I'm actually going to leave mine in the face mode. But you can try this, and if yours works fine, I would prefer that mode. It's just it doesn't seem to work that well right now. Okay, so what we're going to do first is just the eye area, and then we can move across to the other areas, okay? So we want to generally break these things up as 8s and 4s and such. So I'm going to look for the bottom part of the eye here, and I'm going to, like where it reaches the max down, and I'm going to click here, and then here, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the corner of the eye, here, and here, and that's my first shape, okay? So we're just gonna make it 4 sides. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna hover till I get that little thing. I'm gonna click and drag this up. I'm gonna grab this point and we'll go like this, okay? Then we're gonna go here, click and drag up here, and then I'm just gonna pull this down here. Try to get to basically the high point, and this actually has gotta go down this way more. I'm gonna go down and make this a bit smaller like that. And then I should be able to just hold shift and click, and you should see it make a thing. It's supposed to like preview, like I should hold shift and you see it, but it just isn't really. And so if you notice you're like having difficulty and it's not like doing this, you can just grab this, and if you drag over here onto this edge, you'll see it'll automatically snap like that. You can even get it so it only snaps to 1. I don't know why you'd want to do that. We want to do this, and then voila. Now that's obviously not enough edges to support this shape, so I'm just going to hold control and put one here, 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 and here. And then I'm just going to adjust this shape so it's more round and fits the style of my character. Yeah, see, that's way too far up. Like this. It's way too far over. Let's go with that. All right, and this has got to move too. But I want to make sure that we keep this one so that like if he was going to blink, that he can go like this, right? So like that one would match up here, and you can't. This one would match up there, right? So I want to be able to have a corresponding edge here to the corresponding edge here, corresponding edge here to the corresponding edge here. This one to this one. This is too far over. Okay, and then this guy is opposite of this guy. So if you have to put more in, that's fine. Try to keep it as low as possible. You'll notice that I'm just doing 8. I like to just do things in 8s. It's just a little bit cleaner and easier to go. But you should have one basic edge ring to start, just basically going around the eye. You're going to end up having to adjust this shape anyway afterwards, which I'll show you. But for now, just try to get it to do that. Hopefully you got a rough idea of how to retopologize up to this point. I'm going to do another video.